Hello, and welcome back to episode 8 of Strive, where we talk about security, technology, resilience, and everything IT, all in a virtual environment. I'm Darren Thomson, your host, and today I thought we would talk about cloud computing, and specifically some of the security risks that are typically associated with cloud adoption. Now, I want to start this episode by prefacing my comments here and saying I'm no cloud basher. As an architect and a technologist, I recognize that it's certainly true that cloud computing has revolutionized the way we do business. It's cost-effective in many cases, scalable, and offers unparalleled flexibility to businesses. But to quote the Spider-Man movies, with great power comes great responsibility, and in this case, significant security risks. So let's break down the most critical threats that everybody should be aware of as it pertains to cloud computing. First up, let's talk about data breaches. This is the area of cloud adoption that is mainly responsible for keeping the CISO awake at night. When your data is stored in the cloud, it's stored on somebody else's servers and storage. Never forget that there are data centers and hardware behind every cloud, and they are somebody else's, not yours. This means your sensitive information is potentially accessible to others if it's not properly secured. Breaches can result from weak passwords, phishing attacks, other vulnerabilities in the cloud service provider's infrastructure. Next, we should talk about account hijacking. Attackers can gain access to your cloud through stolen credentials, and once they're in, it's possible for them to steal your data, disrupt your services, manipulate your systems. It's crucial, therefore, to use strong and unique passwords, multi-factor authentication, as you adopt cloud for your applications and your data. Another significant risk in the cloud is simply data loss. Cloud providers often have robust backup and recovery solutions, but they're not foolproof. Data can be lost due to accidental deletion, malicious attacks on the cloud, or just hardware failures. I've spoken to organizations who have left the protection of their data entirely to their cloud service provider, often with damaging outcomes. Every business should ensure that they have their own data protection strategies in place. They should also regularly test the recovery of their applications and processes, both for on-premise applications and, of course, for their cloud applications as well. Next topic, distributed denial of service attacks. These attacks flood your cloud service provider's network with traffic, making your services and customer-facing websites, for example, unavailable to your legitimate users. Whilst cloud providers do often offer some level of protection here, businesses normally need to implement additional security measures to safeguard against these types of attacks. Now, let's change gears slightly and talk about a very important topic in the context of cloud, and that is the shared responsibility model. The shared responsibility model is inherent in cloud consumption and usage. When you move to cloud, security isn't just your cloud service provider's responsibility, it's a shared effort between the business and the cloud service provider. In particular, risks to your data, both from a security and a compliance perspective, are on you as a business. In a shared responsibility model, the cloud provider is typically responsible for the security of the cloud infrastructure, including physical infrastructure, networks, and so on. This covers the hardware associated with providing cloud infrastructure and the facilities that run cloud services. On the other hand, you, the customer of the cloud, are responsible for your data's security. This includes data, applications, application configurations, and so on. Essentially, anything you put into the cloud from your business's perspective and how you configure that is under your control. Understanding this and understanding how to develop data protection strategies with the shared responsibility model in mind is crucial to protecting a business's data. So, how do we protect ourselves as we inevitably adopt cloud computing? Well, my advice would run as follows. This is not an exhaustive list, but I think there are some good pointers here. Number one, and fairly obviously, choose reputable cloud providers. with strong, demonstrable security operations. Number 2, carefully choose which applications are appropriate for the cloud. In many situations, the on-premise hosting of these applications is still the most appropriate. One size definitely doesn't fit all when it comes to cloud. Number 3, implement strong access controls and regularly view the permissions of your users' accounts. And number 4, develop a data protection strategy that is cloud aware and suitable for hybrid environments. And very importantly, test that regularly. In conclusion, whilst cloud computing offers incredible benefits, it's essential to be aware of and address the associated security risks. By understanding the shared responsibility model and staying vigilant with your security practice around cloud, you can protect your data and maintain the integrity of those systems in the cloud. That's all we have time for today. Thanks once again for joining me for this edition of Strive. And until next time, stay informed, stay secure, and I will see you in the next one.